Right, England, introducing the former British IBO and WBA champion, ladies and gentlemen, Chris Eubank Jr.
Sit there, Big LeBron. Pull the straw out. Make it higher so I can get him.
That's good. First round down the way.
He's
His opportunity. The left hand, the right hand over the top.
the Destroyer Ben.
And it's a blessing to be fighting back on British soil.
Is there a high level of respect between you and Junior now?
I mean, I wish him well. You know, I know he's gone to the hospital. I've heard he's got a broken jaw.
Go being him. And you know, see, Eubank, Chris was spiteful in that ring. You could tell. He could knock him out anytime he wanted, but he didn't want to. Just fucking using the jab, and it's hurting him. And it's hurting him.
Oh, the emotions after that, mate. Just unbelievable. I mean, honestly, what I saw there, I can't even bother to moan about the scorecards because I couldn't be prouder. I mean, listen, I know me and Junior have had our ups and downs, but unbelievable respect to him. But for my man, Conor Benn, you've just seen the beginning, in my opinion, of one of the biggest stars in British boxing, the people's champion. And for all the rubbish he's been through over the last couple of years, and I know how good and clean this kid's heart is, to see him, you know, I don't think he's quite aware yet of the response.
All the way through. On edge of your seat, we're good.
Were you impressed by Conor? Because ultimately he was the lighter fighter in there tonight.
Yeah, you know, Eubanks is no Golovkin. You know what I mean? You could see the way it started to look tired, but you know, Conor had that energy. You know, moving up the weight, he had more energy inside him. But you know, I mean, equally matched. You know what I mean? He lived up to the hype, and you know what I mean? They didn't let the fans down.
Who won the fight, Conor?
You might have won the fight, but you're the one in hospital, not me.
If you take a man's soul, that usually means you win the fight.
You might have won the fight.
I've never seen someone's soul get taken and they still win.
So I look at you now and you ain't the same.
The truth is we both ended up in hospital and, you know, I was there for dehydration and you were there for the...
How much weight did you put on after the weigh-in?
Listen,
after the weigh-in,
we're not going
was you
to
3 pounds
get
rehydration
into weight talks.
Roy Jones Jr., who once trained Eubank, didn't hold back when speaking to TalkSport. He's leaning toward his former fighter, but warned that all it takes is one clean shot from Benn to flip everything, even with Benn moving up in weight. Eubank's bigger and more experienced, but you can't ignore Benn's power, he said. If Benn lands, anything can happen. I like Eubank, but Benn is coming from 140.
I think he's coming because of the size.
Yeah. Is that his best route to victory, just to impose himself?
Yeah.
Jones Jr. kept it real. This is a tough fight for Conor. He isn't saying Benn can't win, but he expects a rough night. His best shot is landing something big that doesn't get him hurt, he explained. Eubank's improved a lot, tightened his fundamentals, and is tough for anyone, especially a smaller opponent. Still, Liam Smith beating Eubank gives Benn hope. Great fight, Jones said, but Chris has the edge because he's bigger.
Eubank's looking at Conor Benn, he's talking to him, he's thinking to himself, when do I splat this egg around the side of his head? When do I do it? How do I do it? Do I put it in his face? Do I put it on his head? Is he going to see me? Because if Conor would have seen him, he might have blocked it and check hooked him. But it was quick. He distracted Conor by saying, "What did you say?" Then he reached for the egg and he clattered him right around the side of the back of the ear and the face. And the egg yolk went everywhere. A lot of the yolk missed him, so it wasn't that embarrassing where he's dribbling with egg.
Froch knows all about facing a bitter rival after weeks of tension. His first clash with George Groves was exactly that. Groves got in his head, dropped him early, and forced a controversial ending before Froch dominated the Wembley rematch. Now, Eubank has already rattled Benn by smashing an egg in his face at the presser, mocking Benn's 2022 failed drug test excuse. And with Eubank's size, having fought as high as super middleweight against names like Groves, DeGaulle, and Abraham, Benn is jumping up 2 full divisions for April 26th.
You've got to say he's a wide favourite. He's boxed George Groves. He's been in there with
Arthur Abraham.
He's a big punch in super middles. Do you know what I mean? And his punch resistance might not be what it once was, and might not be the fighter he once was. I'd say he probably is a little bit sharp, but Conor Benn hasn't beaten anyone or fought anyone of the stature of the people that he's performed against, has he, Eubank? If you look at his resume, it's...
The wins against Arthur Abraham and James DeGale. That's super middle as well.
Yeah. Speaking on his own experience, Froch sided with the bigger, more accomplished fighter. Look at the facts. Who's done more? Who's stronger? Who's proven at world level? That's Eubank Jr., he said. Benn may have stopped Chris Algieri impressively, but Algieri was far past his prime. If I'm choosing a favorite right now, it's Eubank Jr.
The close loss to Billy Joe Saunders, but the loss to Liam Smith, that was such a bad loss, but he rectified it, wasn't it?
Yeah, but he rectified it in the rematch, and and Liam's a good fighter, you know what I mean?
Yeah, true. He was a good fighter. And in the rematch, he was dead himself, wasn't he? He was fucked himself. Do you think that he's a heavy favourite, or do you think he's a slight favourite?
I think he's a heavy favourite. I don't see what you can base, unless you're just going on like hype or something. But I don't see what you can't. I don't see what you can. You got to look at facts.
Former world champion Amir Khan also leaned toward the fighter with the size advantage.
I've initially started off with Chris, even though I wasn't impressed with his last fight, even though I think the inactivity of Conor for the last 15 months might affect it, even though I think he's the older fighter of the two. I'm siding towards Chris, but I'm going to wait until the weigh-in and give you my definitive answer when I see them both on the scale to see what they'll look like.
I was picking Conor a few weeks ago, Khan admitted. He's aggressive, but going up not 1 but 2 weight classes changes everything. Khan compared it to his own jump to fight Canelo. The size difference is real. Eubank isn't Canelo, he added, but he's still bigger, stronger, and naturally heavier than Benn. I've got Eubank winning now. Promoter Ben Shalom agreed, predicting a Eubank stoppage in round 5 or 6. These guys don't fight on the back foot, he said. They're brawlers. It's going to be a firefight.
Very hard, so I'm worried for Conor Benn. Chris Eubank Jr. is hard to get completely locked in, let's be honest. We've seen it on occasion. He is ready. He has had a fantastic camp. He is training for this properly. He's had a great camp with Jonathan Banks. He stayed in London. He's not gone anywhere. And he's ready to put on a demolition job.
Shalom believes both fighters have too much ego to box defensively. They're meeting in the middle. It's going to be a shootout, he said. With their styles, he expects chaos from the opening bell. Shalom is so confident he accepted Eddie Hearn's £1 million bet, though he claims Hearn is now trying to backtrack. He made the bet, Shalom said. He should stick to it.
Making for a fantastic fight, but yeah, Chris is Chris.
The people's champion is Michael Watson. He always has been. During our time in the 90s, he was a people's champion. So where are these people today? Stand up for him by not going along with the nonsense and the circus that's been created for this farce of a fight, which is between one fighter who is at 2 or 3 weights above the smaller guy.
Some questioned whether the bet is even legal since both are licensed promoters, but Shalom insists the board cleared it. "I've been told we can do it," he said. He doesn't want it now, but he should stick to his word. The 18-foot ring might make it tougher for Eubank to move and easier for Benn to cut him off and land big shots. Still, Shalom believes Eubank will stand his ground and meet Benn head-on.
He weights above the smaller guy. The smaller guy in Conor Benn he has had his career destroyed for one guy. Because once you go up to 160, going down to fight, then at 147, it doesn't work. These rules are in place to provide a rail for him for his career. My son coming down from 168 to 160 puts his life in danger because I know what it is